Welcome to the Cradle to Cradle 5 in 10 interview series. I'm Christina Raab, Vice President of Strategy for the Cradle to Cradle Products Innovation Institute. In our first 5 in 10 conversation, I'm talking with Danielle Azoulay, Vice President of CSR and Sustainability for L'Oréal USA. We will be speaking about raising levels of consumer engagement in sustainable purchasing and how the company and its brands are ushering in a new era for designing, verifying, and delivering safer, more circular personal care products to consumers at scale. Danielle, many of today's consumers have a new set of priorities for the products they choose, particularly when it comes to cosmetics and personal care. What are the priorities of this new generation of conscious consumers, and how are these manifested in changing purchasing patterns?
Yeah, that's a great question. And thank you, Christina, for having us join the 5 in 10 series. The consumer demand and consumer behaviors are shifting towards more sustainable products. And we've been seeing that obviously over the past, I would say, 10 years or so. Particularly, I would say right now, consumers are looking for more transparency on the products that they're using, but they're also a generation of consumers that are more digitally engaged than ever before. And there's an interesting, opportunity here to meet consumers where they are online and make sure that the work that we're doing is communicated to them in a very clear, transparent, and educational way. It's a great opportunity to build on that transparency. It's something that we're looking to do more of in the coming years with L'Oréal for the Future, our new sustainability strategy that is actually launched in June to take us from 2021 all the way to 2030, but also third-party verified marks like Cradle to Cradle are critical for that too, because there's a lot of overlap and synergy between what you're trying to drive and also what we're trying to drive as well.
Based on your observation, what factors do you see driving the shift towards better purchasing behaviors and more sustainable consumptions in nowadays in the consumers?
I think the awareness of many different big global issues that we're all facing right now are coming together in this moment. And, I think people want to purchase products that reflect their own values or reinforce their own values. And we're keenly aware of that and want to make sure that no matter what our consumer priorities are, we're offering them a product that speaks to that value. That's why our sustainability program is really, really robust. I mean, we're not just talking about climate emissions, although that's a clear emphasis for us with a science-based target, or the other pillars of our program that are really designed to be in line with the planetary boundaries methodology. A big piece of this new program that we have is the social aspect underpins everything. So understanding how the environmental and social impacts come together and really looking at the work that we're doing through the lens of these two dimensions and making sure that the work that we're doing meets both of those needs.
And can you give us some insights how these environmental and social factors are considered in the product development, in the innovations at L'Oréal USA?
Sure. Yeah, I think there's a number of ways this happens. I'll say one of the key ways that we monitor the environmental and social improvements of our products and the decisions that we're making as we, brief new products, think about new products, innovate for new products, is a tool that we've developed called SPOT. It's the Sustainable Product Optimization Tool, designed to be an internally focused tool to help our product developers and marketers really see their improvements in real time. With SPOT and Cradle to Cradle, there's a lot of synergies because what we realized was, all of the things that we're taking as priority is are also things that Cradle to Cradle considers to be a priority. And what's so great about this certification and complementary to the way that we also make our products is not just certifying one environmental attribute, it's certifying it's a more holistic look at products and certifications. And to me, it's always helpful when there is an external third party mark that has as much credibility as Cradle to Cradle does, that's able to look at everything from the bill of materials, the ingredients, everything that we're doing, and certify that based on a standard that can be applied to many products. I think that ultimately helps consumers as well understand the different criteria and gives them some sort of a baseline from which they can make broader purchasing decisions. And so, ultimately these two things are really complementary, and we're really happy that we're able to undertake this big, big new certification program that we've been working on, as you know, for many years, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a couple of minutes.
That's right. So L'Oréal USA has really scaled the Cradle to Cradle certified product standard across many of its brands for several years, as you said, including Carol's Starter, Redken, Garnier, and Kiehl's. And how is the company leveraging Cradle to Cradle certified as a driver for designing, verifying, and also delivering these responsible products?
We really got to Cradle to Cradle organically. I think Kiehl's was our first brand to certify some of their hero products or new launches back in like 2007, I think. And each brand, once they see a really credible brand doing something new on sustainability, then it piques the interest. And so it evolved from there. We had brands sort of do one-off products after that. And then 2 years ago, we met and I just said, Christina, I think there's probably a better way to do this. There's a more efficient way to do this than just one product at a time, especially for a company like ours that we're looking at with our new program, trying to educate and empower 1.5 billion consumers to make better purchasing decisions. So we decided, well, let's try a pilot and see how we can expand the reach of this certification beyond just, one product and one brand, one at a time. One of our best in class facilities is in Florence, Kentucky. And we thought, well, let's start here and see how can we touch multiple products in that factory. And that's what we've done. We are in the process of certifying many shampoos and conditioners that were manufactured in the Florence, Kentucky plant. And brands have already started rolling that out. Like you said, last year, Carol's daughter got certified and rolled out their SKUs during Earth Month last year. Redken over, I think, in August or September. And the momentum is just building from there. And so this year, you're going to see more products come forward. I'll save it for the brands to communicate on that.
Absolutely. And yeah, we are really excited about the additional certifications coming out this year. And of course, L'Oréal USA has really taken the scaling of the Cradle to Cradle certified approach to a completely new level. If we look a little bit again broader at the cosmetics and personal care sector, could you paint a picture for us how you think the sector needs to evolve in the next decade, and what progress would you like to see by the time 2030 arrives?
I think, at L'Oréal, we are a company that is rooted in science. That's our heritage. We take, our formulations and innovations in our formulas are such a driving force for our position in the marketplace. And with that, I think, is a lot of opportunity to engage in sustainability. Sustainability is evolving. 10 years ago, it was totally different than it is today. And I presume in 10 years, it's going to be totally different in a lot of ways. My hope is that we're able to really understand what is the driving force on consumer purchasing behavior, and that sustainability will be one of the key factors that people do purchase their products on.
Right, really looking forward to this vision being a reality in 2030. And Danielle, thank you so much for your time and for contributing to our 5 in 10 conversation.